What's going on, guys? My name is Ted, bringing you all another review today of an Android phone. This time I'm bringing you all the review for the Samsung Galaxy S Relay. And the first thing you're going to notice about this phone is it has a QWERTY keypad, which I absolutely love. I don't think I've reviewed a phone yet that has a QWERTY keypad because they're honestly stopped making them recently. And I'm glad this phone has it. I loved my QWERTY keypad phone when I had it. For those of you that remember the HTC G2, best phone in the world, absolutely loved it. Had it for 2 years of my life, and it had a QWERTY keypad. It was the easiest thing to type on, and this phone's no different. You're going to find that you're going to be able to type very, very easily. However, it does add thickness to your phone. In my opinion, it's personally worth it, and I wish they'd make more phones with the QWERTY keypad. And if you're strictly looking for the QWERTY keypad to type on, it's either this or a BlackBerry. So there's very few options these days. BlackBerries always have your QWERTY keypad, but we don't really like BlackBerries here on my channel. But this phone is going to have your QWERTY keypad, and it's also a very, very nice phone. Let's get into what makes this phone so nice, though, besides its QWERTY keypad. The first thing you notice about this phone is it also has Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich, which is a very, very smooth, clean operating system. For those of you that don't already know, there's one newer one. It's called Jelly Bean, and that's Android 4.1. But this operating system isn't necessarily old, quote unquote. With operating systems, it's just software, which means that eventually you're going to get an update to the newer one and to the newer one as they get released. So this is all very temporary. They're normally roll out updates to all the phones in given time. So although this might be one operating system old right now, it's going to update later on. So it just takes a little bit of time. But this is a very good operating system as it stands when you get the phone out of the box. Moving on to the resolution and the display, it's going to be a 4-inch display, which is very, very small. I wish that they'd make the keypad phones have a bigger resolution and a bigger display. But because of the keypad, they don't want to make the keys too big because it just costs too much money, and the screens in general cost a lot of money to produce. The larger screens is one of the major costs inside of a cell phone. So they have to keep it small at a 4-inch display with 480 pixels by 800 pixels. That's actually a really good resolution for this small of a screen. Most of the time you find a lot lower resolution than that in the smaller displays. So you're going to find that your images are very, very crisp, however small. It's kind of a trade-off there, but it is a very good display, and having the keypad once again just makes it all that much better. This phone also carries a 1.5 GHz dual-core Snapdragon S3 processor, which is really, really good. Well, let me rephrase it. It's good and bad. 1.5 GHz is super powerful. That's plenty of speed, plenty of processing power, and you're going to find that your phone's not going to lag nearly as much as some of the devices with like 1.2 GHz or 1.0 GHz. 1.5 is plenty, and you can run your live wallpaper and all your apps at the same time. It's not going to slow down the phone at all. However, here's one problem, is the Snapdragon S3 processor is actually 1 generation old, and unlike the operating system like I was telling you about a little while ago, where that is software, this is hardware, so it's physical like objects inside of your phone, and it can't be updated. So what you're going to notice as far as actual terms is that your device is going to get older a lot faster. So you're going to find your device slowing down over time at almost double the rate, even faster than that. It's not going to last as long. This product is a very cheap product because of that processor, and that's a really, really killer part of this phone. It kind of sucks that it's such a great phone, and then they put it inside an old processor because that really dates the phone really, really fast. And when you see the phone, when you get it, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. It'll be great when it starts up, and then it'll just slowly die after a while. That's what I'm guessing, at least. That's what I know about hardware. Moving on to the camera, once again, I'm really not impressed. 5-megapixel camera is not very good. Most phones these days have about an 8-megapixel camera. That's really the staple of a camera now, is 8 megapixels. And this one only comes with a 5. And although it has a flash and it has HD recording, it's 720p HD, which is not 1080p HD, and most people these days want 1080p HD recording. So 720p, once again, you might not notice it. Maybe you don't record on video too much, and you just really don't care. But if you are one of those guys that likes to take a lot of videos, you're definitely going to notice a difference in quality. It's just not nearly as crisp. You also do get a front-facing camera, which is very good. Most mid-range phones just don't have that option. This one comes with a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, which is also capable of recording in HD, which is very good for a front-facing camera. Moving on to what's inside your phone, you've got a 1 GB RAM and 4 GB of storage. The 1 GB of RAM is pretty good multitasking. You're not going to have too many of your applications force closed in the background. However, if you've got like 10 or 15 apps open at once, they're going to slowly start dying in the background, and you just don't have enough RAM to access all those applications at once. You're going to find that sometimes when you multitask to an application you opened a day ago or so, it's going to have closed, you're going to have to refresh it. Not too big of a deal, but for me, it's something I care about because I'm really into phones. If you're really not into phones, you're really not going to notice a difference. 4 GB of storage is nothing. That's really, really low for most phones. Normally they at least come with 8 or 16. This one only comes with 4. The only good part of this is that they allow you to have a micro SD card, which can expand that storage an extra 32 gigabytes. So if you want to go spend $30 or $40 on a micro SD card, you can expand your storage up to 32 gigabytes, which is really, really good. That's going to be plenty of storage for anything you're possibly going to want to store on there for the most part. The best part about this phone is it is NFC enabled. This is a really cool feature that all the new phones are hoping to starting to get. NFC is near field communication, so basically you can tap your two phones together and transmit files between one phone to the other or pictures from one phone to the other. Even YouTube videos, if you're watching a YouTube video, you can load it on one phone, tap the other phone, and it'll be playing it as well. It's really the coolest thing. I really do love it. I love cool little features like that, and it saves a lot of time too. I've been texting your friends photos or trying to Bluetooth them together. It just takes too long. It's way too complicated. This way, just tap them together, bam, it's done, it's transferred, and it's a really cool feature. As far as price goes on this phone, it's going to be $150 with a 2-year contract for T-Mobile, and you're also going to find that it's going to be released on September 19th is the official release date. They might sell it online before that. That's a common thing with phones for them to sell it online. So check out T-Mobile.com and their new phones, and you might see it a couple days early online. As far as the price goes, I've been called out a couple times. The price is $150. That's what they're being stated as right now. But because I'm giving this review before the phone's actually out, the price can tweak a little bit. And don't hate on me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's a little low, maybe it's a little high. They normally are the same price at release date, but sometimes they tweak it a little bit. So it might be a little bit higher, it might be a little bit lower. Just a little bit of warning there. Check it before you buy it. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope I taught you something new. Hope you learned something new. And if you're into Android phones, be sure to subscribe. I post a lot of information on Android phones. Whenever a new one gets released, you're probably going to hear it from me first, a full review on it and the specs and stuff like that. And just in general, my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.